that.
even if you remember, there's a movie when Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise, it came out many, many years ago called Eyes Wide Shut. It was real. It was about it was real controversial because Stanley Kubrick had that was his last film he made before he died or before he passed, and people, got their conspiracies about that, how his death was mysterious or whatever. But in that show, in that movie, he was laying out the ritual process that the elites go through with this Epstein type stuff. And in it, they give clues of how people were selling their daughters or giving their daughters to these two men, you know what I mean? As a way to enter this uh upper echelon of society for business advantages and stuff like that. So this is what I mean when they try to pass off to you that, these people came up with a great startup and they bootstrapped it and like this stuff is
Yeah, yeah.
it's not, it don't be based on that. It's not based off the hustle. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying?
No, I thought about that too.
It's
I was
not
like, yeah,
based on that
you've been
stuff.
saying that. Like, there's levels of gatekeeping in the realest way, and unless you're able to, conform to these ideals, like you said, like, yeah. Now I'm realizing that, like, you're right. Like, yeah, a lot of these technocrats, man, yeah. Nah, it's
Yeah,
dead on.
man.
And and
Yeah,
and you
man.
and you
That's
put
what
me
I'm
on
saying.
to watching. Yeah, Tom Cruise apparently has a lot of these good movies where they're very aligned. Like Mission Impossible 7 and 8. I watched that the other day, and like the whole entity
Saw how
structure
crazy
of
that
like,
was, right?
I was like,
Yeah,
wow, like this is this is
yeah,
literally where the world is headed. Like he's making movies about reality in so many different ways. So yeah,
right.
no, this is eye opening, man. I definitely think that for us, I don't really see it as like as hard to digest because we kind of already been knowing this stuff. I think a lot of it we understood, but like seeing how the dots connect you know is a lot easier now because a lot of this shit you used to have to like deep dive into research and studies, and now it's just being given to us. So
Hmm.
we're able to just emotionally, it doesn't really shock me as much as it does like maybe someone that's working a 9 to 5, paying tax. Yeah, I mean like the middleman can only imagine. A lot of them probably just don't even want to hear about it. Yeah, no, I think that is the Epstein saga, man. I think that's something we're gonna continue to watch for because I think the files are gonna be released. More of the files will be released and unredacted, hopefully.
Yeah, I think it's
And
about
kind of
2 million more files.
yeah,
I think it's about 2.5 million more files that haven't been released yet
yeah.
that
And
they're
they say
saying
those
is supposed to
files,
be released.
yeah, they say those files are like the darkest parts of like the Epstein saga regarding like the hunting in the woods and all like that's where they're saying like this. That's what I'm saying. They're giving us like the easy bit, and then like I think they're building it up for like the actual crimes, like in writing, right? So I think that's what's going to be happening, and we'll see, man. I mean, we'll see. We'll keep our eyes on it and how that looks and how it kind of affects everything else. I mean, what do you see in that way, in that regard? When you see like the macro of like China, Russia, all Africa, you kind of. I mean, I feel like they already kind of knew this, right? A lot of them were already aware, and I would think, but now that it's kind of public, you see it affecting anything, or is it
Who you
just
think was aware?
China, Russia? I mean, I feel like all these countries had to be aware of like what was going on.
Well, Russia was sounding the alarm on Epstein for a while. You know what I mean? They
Exactly.
was dropping hints from like 10 years ago and stuff. But yeah, no, I think this is something white people got to do something about, man. This is
It's
this
like
is this
they're
is their community. This is their community, and they can try to put it. They can try to put all this stuff off on the Muslims and the blacks and the
mm,
Hispanics and the this and the that. But they got to do something about this. This is in their backyard. They got to clean up their backyard because they're
yeah,
already now a global minority. They're
yeah,
they're a global minority, and they want to get their population numbers up again, and they're trying to elicit empathy and all these different things from other groups that they've been preying on, and the it's not going to work because, like, I keep going back to Bacon's Rebellion. The one time the white people stood with the rest of everybody else, they chose to side with the elites for the benefit.
mm,
And now this is what the elites have been preying on them. You see what I'm
mm,
saying? They've been preying on everybody, but they got to do something about this because now their credibility is going to be forever destroyed because
Yeah.
everything that like see
Yeah.
black folks had dealt with black folks in America had dealt with these things since slavery. So